everyone, and welcome back to the channel. How are you today? Today I am here with Emma, and today we are going to talk about Tell Me About Yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am very happy to be here today. Let's start our conversation.
Yes, let us start. And we are so happy you are listening to us today. I want to talk directly to you, our listener.
Exactly. Just to you.
Right. We are tackling 5 words today. 5 very simple words that can, well, they can make your hands sweat.
Oh, definitely.
They make your heart beat very fast.
Yeah.
And they make your mind go completely blank.
It is so true.
Those 5 words are, tell me about yourself.
Wow.
Yes. It is the most common question in the English language. But, for many learners, it is the scariest question.
It really is a scary question.
So-
I mean, when someone asks you this, they are opening a huge door.
A very big door.
Right. They're asking about your whole identity, your whole life.
Yes.
And when you are a beginner, translating your entire life into a new language feels like trying to climb a huge mountain.
It does. It feels impossible.
Because you hear this question everywhere. You hear it at a job interview. You hear it at a party when you meet a new friend.
Right?
You even hear it on an airplane, when the person next to you starts talking.
Exactly. And because it is so open, people panic. They freeze up.
They do.
They think, well, where do I even start? Do I start with my job?
Or do I start with my age?
Right. Do I talk about my family? So our mission for this deep dive today is to build a shield for you.
I love that. A shield.
Yes, we are going to build a plan. We are looking at a really fantastic guide called the Mastering the English Self-Introduction.
It is a great source.
It is. And by the end of our time together today, we are going to build a perfect 8-sentence pattern.
8 simple sentences.
Exactly. And if you practice this pattern, well, you will never feel scared of this question again.
A pattern is just so helpful because, it takes away the panic.
Right. You do not have to guess.
Exactly. You do not have to guess what to say. You just follow the steps.
Yeah.
And to help us build this perfect pattern, we are going to look at 2 real examples from our guide. We have 2 people.
2 case studies.
Right. The first person is a 28-year-old teacher from the United States.
Okay, an American teacher.
And the second person is a 25-year-old designer from Canada.
A Canadian designer.
Yes. So we're going to study how they introduce themselves and, well, we're going to borrow their best secrets.
I'm very excited to look at their secrets. But before we look at the grammar and the rules, we have to talk about the mood.
The mood is so important.
It really is. We have to talk about how a conversation actually starts in the real world.
Right.
Because, you do not just walk up to a stranger, shake their hand, and immediately say your name, your age, and your job.
Oh, no. Please do not do that.
Right. That is not how human beings work.
No, it is not. If you do that, well, you sound like a computer.
You do.
You sound like a robot reading a list.
Yeah.
In English conversation culture, there is a very important step that happens first.
What do we call that step?
We call it the warm start. Or you might know the phrase small talk.
Small talk. This is such a fascinating cultural idea.
It really is.
Small talk means talking about little, simple things before you talk about big, important things.
Exactly.
In our guide, the 2 people start their conversation with a very simple question. One person asks, "How was your morning today?"
Let us pause and look at that. How was your morning today?
Yes.
Why do native English speakers ask this? Because, well, in some cultures around the world, people prefer to get straight to business.
Right. They do not care about the morning.
They do not want to talk about the weather. But in English, skipping the small talk can sometimes feel a little bit rude.
A little bit cold, maybe?
Yes, exactly. Small talk is how we show the other person that we are friendly, is how we prove that we are safe to talk to.
I like to think of small talk as like a stretch for your conversation muscles.
Oh, that is a great way to say it.
It's like before you run a race, you stretch your legs.
Right.
So before you have a long conversation in English, you stretch your mouth and your brain with small talk.
That is exactly what it is. And the guide shows us a great example of this.
What does the American teacher say?
When asked about the morning, the teacher says he had a very nice morning. He says he woke up early and had a cup of coffee.
That is it.
That is it. It is such a simple answer, but it is perfect.
Right.
He does not give a long, complicated story. He just shares a small, calm detail. I woke up early. I had a cup of coffee.
And then how does the Canadian designer reply to that?
She replies that sounds very relaxing.
Yeah.
And she shares that she likes mornings too.
Wow, that interaction only takes maybe 10 seconds.
Barely 10 seconds, yes.
But look at what happens in those 10 seconds.
Yeah.
They create a warm feeling.
They do.
They connect over a shared feeling of a relaxing morning. And now they're ready.
The mood is completely set.
Exactly. So now that the mood is set, let us look at the foundation of the introduction. Let us look at what we call the core four.
The core four. These are, well, the four basic facts that build the bottom level of your
The
introduction.
bottom level.
Yes. When you meet someone new, these are the first four things they need to know to understand who you are.
And what are those four things?
They are your name, your age, your origin, and your current location.
Name, age, origin, location. Okay, let us look at how the American teacher does this.
Okay.
His core four sentences are very clear and confident. First, his name.
Right.
Second, his age. He says he is 28 years old.
Yes.
Third, his origin. He says he's from the United States. And fourth, his location. He lives in New York City.
And, the guide also gives us a small detail about his location.
Oh, what does he add?
It says, New York City is a very busy city, and there is always something to do.
Ah, I like that.
It's a great trick. Adding a tiny detail about your city gives the other person something to talk about.
Right.
They can reply and say, oh, New York, I have always wanted to visit.
That is a wonderful tip for our listeners. Never just drop a fact and walk away.
No, never.
Give a fact and then, add a little bit of color.
Exactly. Add some color.
Now, let us look at the Canadian designer. Let us look at her core four.
Okay, first, her name. Second, her age. She's 25 years old.
Right.
Third, her origin. She's from Canada. And fourth, her location. She lives in Toronto.
And does she add color to her city?
She does, just like the teacher. She describes Toronto as a beautiful, multicultural, and friendly city.
Multicultural. Wow, that is a big, wonderful word.
It is a great word.
For our beginners listening to this deep dive, multicultural means a place where people from many different countries and many different cultures live together.
Yes, and Toronto is famous for this.
Right.
You can hear dozens of different languages on just one street.
It sounds beautiful. Now, to build these core four sentences, we have to look at the engine.
The engine.
Yes, the engine that makes the English language run. We have to look at a very special verb. It is the verb to be.
The verb to be. It is the most important verb in English.
Without a doubt.
It is the verb we use to talk about our existence.
Ah.
But I have to admit, for a beginner, this verb is very frustrating
Why is it frustrating?
because it is a shapeshifter.
A shapeshifter, that is true.
It changes its spelling and its sound completely depending on who is talking.
Right. Most verbs in English are quite simple. Like if I use the verb to play, I say I play, you play, we play.
Exactly. The word play stays the exact same.
But the verb to be breaks all the rules.
It breaks the rules because it is the oldest and most used verb in the whole language.
So let us break it down very slowly so our listeners can practice.
Okay.
It all depends on the subject, and the subject is the person who is doing the action.
Right. So let us start with the most important subject. Yourself.
Okay.
If you are talking about yourself, the subject is I. The verb to be changes its shape and becomes am. A-M, am.
Am.
So you say, I am.
Let us practice that with the core four. I am 28 years old. I am from the United States.
Perfect. Now, what if you were talking directly to another person?
Well, then the subject is you. And the verb changes shape again.
Right. What does it become?
It becomes are. A-R-E-R. So you say you are.
You are 25 years old. You are from Canada.
Yes. Now, what if we are talking about a man who is not in the room?
Then the subject is he, and the verb becomes is. I-S. Is. He is.
He is a teacher.
Exactly. And if we're talking about a woman...
The subject is she, and the verb is also is. She is. She is a designer.
Right. And what if we were talking about an object like a city or a book?
Then we use the word it, and the verb remains is. It is. It is a busy city.
We have two more. What about groups?
If you were talking about a group of people, and you are part of the group, the subject is we. The verb is are. We are.
We are happy to be here.
Yes. Finally, if you were talking about a group of people, but you are not in the group, the subject is they. The verb is also are. They are.
They are from Canada.
I want to repeat that whole list very clearly.
Yes, that is a good idea.
Listeners, try to say this out loud wherever you are. I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, they are.
Perfect. This is the present tense. It means we are talking about facts that are true right now, today.
Right. But, life is a story.
It is.
And sometimes to introduce yourself, you need to talk about the past.
You do.
You need to talk about who you were last year or 5 years ago. So the shapeshifter verb to be changes again.
Yes. This is the past tense.
Let us look at how it changes for the past. I am changes to I was, W-A-S, I was.
Right.
And you are changes to you were, W-E-R-E, you were.
And then he is becomes he was, she is becomes she was, and it is becomes it was.
And for the groups,
We are becomes we were, and they are becomes they were.
okay, our guide gives us a really fantastic example of using the past tense to introduce yourself.
Yes, it is a very natural and interesting way to speak.
What does the Canadian designer say?
She says this sentence: "Before I was a designer, I was a student."
Ooh, let us think about why that sentence is so good. Before I was a designer, I was a student.
It is a journey.
Yes. When you meet someone, you're usually just telling them about today. But when you add one sentence about the past, you become a 3D character.
Exactly. You become a person with a history.
Right. It creates a timeline in the listener's mind. It shows progress.
Like if you say, "Before I was a manager, I was a junior worker," it shows that you have worked hard.
Yes, it is a wonderful, simple structure to learn. Before I was X, I was Y.
Now, before we leave the core four, there is a very strict writing rule we must discuss.
Oh, yes, the writing rule.
Our guide makes this very, very clear. It is about the word I.
Okay.
When you write your introduction on paper or type it in an email, the word I must always be a capital letter.
Always a big, tall I.
This is an absolute unbreakable rule in English grammar.
Even in the middle of a sentence.
Yes, even if the word I is in the middle of a sentence, even if it's at the very end of a sentence, it must be a capital letter.
Can you give an example?
For example, if you write, "My name is David and I am a teacher," the I after the word and must be a capital letter.
I know that for many of our listeners, this feels very strange.
It does.
Because in many other languages, you only use a capital letter at the very beginning of a sentence or for a name.
Right. To capitalize a simple pronoun in the middle of a sentence feels wrong.
Yes. Some of my students have told me they actually feel arrogant or selfish when they capitalize the I.
Really?
Yes. They feel like they are shouting.
Well, that is a very normal way to feel.
Right.
It is a cultural difference.
Right.
But why is English so strict about this?
Let me give you an analogy to help you understand the feeling. An analogy is, well, it is a comparison to help explain an idea.
I love analogy.
Okay, think about a beautiful city. Imagine you are standing far away looking at the city skyline.
Okay, I see it.
You see many regular buildings all in a long row. They are nice buildings, but they're all the same height. Those regular buildings are the normal letters in a sentence.
I can picture it. A row of regular words.
But then, right in the middle of the city, you see one very tall skyscraper. It reaches high up into the clouds, it catches the sunlight, it stands out from all the others. That tall building is the capital I.
But why does it need to stand so tall?
Because English culture places a huge amount of focus on the individual.
I see.
The individual person is the center of their own universe. Your identity, your voice, and your presence are the most important parts of your sentence.
Right. You are not just a small piece of a group. You are you.
Exactly. So when you write about yourself, the language asks you to stand tall. It asks you to be proud of your existence.
I love that explanation.
Yeah.
It is not about being arrogant. It is about structural respect for yourself.
Yes.
Structural respect.
If you write a small lowercase I, native English speakers will notice immediately. It looks like a mistake.
It does.
It looks like you do not care about grammar. But deeply, it looks like you are hiding.
Hiding. Yes.
So remember the tall building.
Yeah.
Stand tall. Use the capital I. Stand tall in your new language. I love that. Okay, so we have covered the warm start. We know how to do small talk.
Yes.
And we have our core 4 facts. People know your name, your age, where you are from, and what city you live in. So what comes next?
Well, once people know where you are, the very next thing they want to know is what you do.
Right. Work.
Yes, we are moving from the core facts of your identity to the professional world. We are going to talk about work.
Work is a huge part of how we define ourselves, but there is a secret to asking about work in English.
A very big secret.
If you want to know someone's profession, you might think the logical question is, what is your job?
It makes sense to ask that.
But native speakers rarely say that.
No, they do not. Our guide points out that native speakers usually ask a different question. They ask, what do you do for work?
Yes.
Or even shorter and more common, they just ask, what do you do?
What do you do? If I translate that directly into another language, it sounds crazy.
To-
It sounds like I am asking, what are your hands doing right now at this exact second? Or what is your action?
Exactly. But in English, what do you do is the standard, polite way to ask about a career.
But let us talk about why. Why do we avoid the question, what is your job?
This is where we get into the psychology of the language.
Right. Asking what is your job can feel very direct. It can feel a little bit aggressive.
Like an interrogation.
Yes, almost like a police officer asking for your papers. A job is a transaction. You do work, you get money.
Exactly.
When you ask, what is your job, you are basically just asking about their paycheck.
But when you ask, what do you do? You soften the question. You give the person freedom.
Freedom to answer how they want.
Right. You are asking, how do you spend your time in this world?
Right.
It allows them to answer with their passion.
So they do not have to give a job title.
Exactly. They might say, I am a mother, or I am a student, or I am a volunteer.
Yeah.
They do not have to give you a corporate title.
That is a brilliant insight. It is a much friendlier question.
It is.
So let us look at our two friends from the guide and see how they answer the question, what do you do? Let us start with the 28-year-old American.
Okay. When asked what he does, he says he is an English teacher.
Right.
But he does not just stop at the title. Remember our rule, give a fact, then add some color.
Always add color.
He explains that he teaches English to students from many different countries.
He also talks about the feeling of his work. He says his job is very meaningful.
Meaningful. That is a beautiful word.
It is. It means the job has value. It is important for the world, not just for his bank account.
Right.
He says every day is different because every student has a different story. And the best part, seeing his students improve makes him very happy.
He is explaining his why. He's not just telling us his title. He is telling us why he wakes up in the morning.
Yes. Now, what about the 25-year-old Canadian? What does she do?
She is a graphic designer.
Okay.
She creates images, logos, and designs for companies. She explains that she is naturally a very creative person.
So the job is a good fit.
Yes, this job is a perfect match for her personality.
There is a very famous idea included in her section of the guide.
Oh, the quote.
Yes. She says, when you love your job, it does not feel like work.
When you love your job, it does not feel like work. Let us pause and really think about this quote.
It is a very popular dream in Western culture.
It is. The idea is that work is usually something hard and tiring.
Right.
But if you can find a job that matches your hobby or your passion, the pain of working disappears.
It means you feel lucky. She feels very lucky to wake up and design things because, well, she would probably want to design things even if she was not getting paid.
Exactly. Sharing a feeling like this during an introduction makes you sound incredibly positive.
And people love being around positive energy.
They really do. Now, to talk about our jobs correctly, we must dive into a grammar rule.
Oh boy, a grammar rule.
It looks like a tiny small rule.
Mm-hmm.
It is just one little letter, but it is a massive critical rule in English.
The guide spends a lot of time on this. We need to talk about the articles a and an.
Articles are very small words that live in front of nouns.
Right. A noun is a word for a person, a place, or a thing.
And a job title is a noun. In English, there is a strict structural rule. You must use an article before a singular job title.
Strict means you cannot negotiate. You cannot ignore it.
Right.
Many beginners make a mistake here. They translate directly from their native language.
Because in many languages, you can just say the pronoun and the job.
Yes, you can say, I am teacher, or I am designer.
But if you say, I am teacher, in English, well, people will understand your meaning perfectly. They will not be confused, but it'll sound very unnatural. It will sound like your English is broken. English sentences need glue to hold them together. The word a is the glue. You must say, I am a teacher. I am a designer.
So why do we have this rule? It is because English hates empty space before a singular countable noun.
It does. It feels like a naked word.
Right. The article a puts a little jacket on the noun so it can go outside safely.
I like the jacket analogy. So we know we need the jacket. We know we need a. But here is where English gets a little bit tricky.
Of course it does.
Sometimes we cannot use a. Sometimes we have to use the word an. A, an.
Why is that?
This is purely about sound. It is about the physical movement of your mouth and your breath.
Oh, I see.
English speakers want their sentences to flow like water. They want the words to slide together smoothly.
Let us explain the mechanics of this. It depends on the first sound of the job title.
Right. We have consonants and we have vowels.
Consonants are hard letters like T, D, B, C, or P.
And vowels are open sound letters. A, E, I, O, U.
So if a job starts with a consonant sound, the flow is already smooth. We just use A.
Yes. Try saying these out loud. A teacher, a doctor, a designer.
Notice how easy it is for your mouth to move from the sound to the hard consonant. A teacher. Very smooth.
But what happens if the job title starts with a vowel sound, like the word engineer or artist?
Let us try to say it with the letter A. Listen closely to my breath. A, engineer. Artist.
Oh, I heard it.
Did you hear that little stop? My throat had to close for a microsecond. Engineer. It feels stuck.
Yes.
It feels like I hit a speed bump in a car, my breath stops, and then starts again.
English speakers hate that speed bump. We do not want to stop our breath, so we invented a bridge.
A bridge.
The letter N in the word "an" is the bridge. It connects the two vowel sounds, so your breath never has to stop.
Let our listeners hear the difference. An engineer.
Right.
An artist.
Much better.
The N slides right into the next word. An engineer. An English teacher. Your mouth stays moving.
It is a beautiful mechanical trick. So the rule is simple. If the job starts with a vowel sound, build the bridge. Use "an."
And if it starts with a consonant,
just use "a."
Let us review. You use I am plus A or an plus your job title. I am a doctor. I am an artist.
If you can master this tiny little bridge, your English will instantly sound 10 times more fluent.
It is a small step, but it makes a huge difference. Okay, so we have covered the professional self. We have talked about jobs.
Yes.
But a job is only half of your identity. To really connect with another human being, we have to transition.
Right.
We have to leave the office, leave the workplace, and look at what brings us joy in our free time.
We are moving to the personal self. We are going to talk about hobbies.
When we are not at the office, we all have activities that bring us happiness and peace. In English, we call these activities hobbies.
Hobbies are the secret window into your real personality.
They really are. Your job tells me how you make money. Your hobby tells me who you really are.
Exactly. Let us look at our guide and see what our two friends like to do for fun. Let us start with the American teacher.
His hobbies are reading books and taking long walks in the park.
Nice.
Now, remember our golden rule. Give a fact, add some color. He does not just say, I read books. That is boring.
Right.
He gives specific details. He says he likes to read 2 different types of books. He reads history books and he reads fiction novels.
Let us look at his reasoning. Why history and fiction? They are very different.
They are.
He explains that history books help him learn about the world. They give him facts. But fiction books, which are invented, imaginary stories, well, they help him relax.
They let his brain escape reality.
It is a wonderful balance. He feeds his brain with history, and he rests his brain with fiction.
And taking long walks in the park is a perfect physical hobby. It is quiet, it is healthy, and it gives him fresh air.
Now, what about the graphic designer from Canada? What are her hobbies?
She has a very creative list of hobbies. She loves listening to music, cooking, and painting.
Let us zoom in on her cooking. Again, she uses the golden rule.
The color.
Yes.
But
She does not just say, I cook. She gives us a delicious detail.
Yeah.
She says she specifically loves to cook Italian food.
oh, yum.
And her absolute favorite thing to make in the kitchen is pasta.
Adding that detail is a masterclass in conversation.
Yeah.
If you just say, I like to cook, the other person might just nod and say, that is nice.
And the conversation stops.
Exactly. But when you say, I love making homemade Italian pasta, you are throwing a ball to the other person.
Right? They can catch the ball.
They can catch the ball and say, wow, pasta, what kind of sauce do you make? Or, I went to Italy once and ate amazing pasta. It builds a natural connection.
The guide also notes that her friends tell her pasta is very good.
That is a sweet, humble way to say you have a talent. Now, what about her third hobby? Painting. That sounds very peaceful.
She provides beautiful imagery for this hobby. She says she paints on the weekends. The weekend is her quiet time.
Right.
She paints because it helps her feel calm and peaceful after a busy week of working on the computer. And what does she paint? She paints nature. She paints landscapes.
A landscape is a picture of the great outdoors. She specifically loves painting mountains and rivers.
I can just imagine her standing in her house on a Sunday morning, listening to music, painting a blue river. It is a wonderful image.
During their conversation in the guide, the teacher does something very polite. He hears that she paints, and he says he cannot paint very well, but he admires people who can.
To admire someone means you respect their skill. You look up to them.
This is a crucial social skill for beginners to learn.
Yes, it is.
You will not always share the same hobbies as the person you are talking to. If someone says they love mountain climbing and you hate heights, what do you say? You don't just say, I hate that.
No, you use admiration. You say, I am too scared to climb mountains, but I really admire your bravery.
Yes.
It is a polite, friendly way to keep the conversation going. You show interest in their passion, even if it is not your passion.
Exactly. Stay curious. Now, let us look at the grammar for explaining your hobbies. To share these passions correctly, well, there's a very specific phrase and a strict grammar rule we need to unpack.
The guide gives us the standard introductory phrase. It is, in my free time, I like to.
Yes.
And then you add your hobby.
Yeah.
But there's a trap here for beginners. You must pay close attention to the verb that comes after I like to.
The rule is this. After the words I like to, you must use the base verb.
The base verb.
The base verb is the purest, simplest form of the action word. There are no extra letters. There is no id at the end. There is no ing at the end. It is just the raw verb.
Let us hear some examples of the base verb. I like to cook. Cook is the base verb. I like to read. Read is the base verb. I like to paint.
But our guide points out a massive, very common error, a grammar crash that happens to almost every beginner.
Yeah.
Beginners frequently try to combine grammar rules, and they say things like, I like to cooking, or I like to reading.
I like to cooking. We hear this mistake every single day.
Why do learners do this?
It is because they know the ing sound means an action, so their brain tries to be extra helpful by adding it.
Right.
But in English, it is a crash. You cannot put to and ing right next to each other like that for a hobby.
You must make a choice. But the good news is, English gives you two correct choices. There is an alternative. An alternative is a second option that is also correct.
Option 1 is the base verb. I like to cook. Option 2 allows you to use the ing form, but you must drop the word to.
Oh, I see.
You throw the to in the garbage, you just say, I like cooking.
Let me repeat that to be perfectly clear. I like to cook, or I like cooking. Both of these sentences mean the exact same thing. They are identical in meaning.
Let me give you an analogy to help your brain visualize this rule. Imagine you were driving your car.
Okay.
You want to go to a beautiful sunny beach. The beach represents the meaning of your sentence. It represents the fact that you enjoy this hobby.
Okay, I am in my car. I want to go to the beach.
To get to the beach, the English language gives you two different roads. Road A is called the to plus base verb road.
Right.
If you steer your car onto Road A, you drive smoothly and say, I like to cook. You arrive at the beach safely.
That is a nice drive. What about the other road?
Road B is called the ing road.
Oh.
If you steer your car onto Road B, you drop the word to and you say, I like cooking.
Okay.
You also arrive at the exact same beach safely. Both roads are beautiful.
But here is the danger. You cannot drive your car on two roads at the exact same time.
No, you cannot.
If you put your left wheels on Road A and your right wheels on Road B and you say, I like to cooking, well, your car will split in half.
Yes.
You will crash into a tree. It is a grammar crash.
That is a very vivid analogy, but it is true. You must choose one road and stay on it.
I often wonder, why does English give us these two roads? Why make it complicated? Why not just have one rule?
It is a fair question. The answer is about the music of the language.
The music?
Yes. Languages naturally evolve to have variety. Having two ways to say something allows you to change the rhythm of your speech.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you are listing many hobbies, using the same grammar structure over and over sounds like a machine. I like to run, I like to swim, I like to jump.
It sounds like a metronome. Tick, tick.
Exactly. But if you mix the roads, you create melody. You can say, I enjoy running, and in the evenings, I like to read.
Yeah.
It sounds natural. It sounds human.
So practice driving on both roads. Just never crash them together. All right, we have covered our hobbies. We know what brings us joy. From the activities we love, we logically move to the people we share those activities with.
We are moving to a universal human topic. Universal means it applies to everyone on Earth, no matter where you are from.
And what is that topic?
We are going to talk about family. Describing your family life is an incredibly powerful way to introduce yourself.
Everyone has a unique family story. Our guide gives us two very contrasting family dynamics. Contrasting means they are opposite or very different from each other.
Right. Let us look at the Canadian designer's family first.
Okay.
The designer describes her family as a small family. She has one older brother, and she has her mother and father.
So there are 2 children total in her generation.
Yes, and she says they are a very close family.
When we say a family is close in English, we do not mean physical distance. We mean emotional distance.
Right.
It means they have a strong bond of love and trust. The guide gives us wonderful proof of this closeness. It says they talk on the phone every single day.
And she shares one beautiful, warm detail. She says her family shares special Sunday dinners together.
Think about the power of that one detail. We share special Sunday dinners.
It is so visual.
When you hear that, you do not just hear a fact. You see a movie in your mind. You imagine a warm dining room, a table full of food, maybe her famous Italian pasta, and people laughing.
It creates instant warmth. Now, let us contrast that with the American teacher. His family dynamic is entirely different.
Yes, he comes from a big family. He has 2 sisters and 1 brother, so there are 4 children total in his family.
When you put 4 children in one house, things get energetic.
They certainly do.
The guide shares his exact description of his childhood home. He says his family is noisy but very happy.
Noisy but very happy. I love the honesty of that. Noisy means loud, lots of shouting, lots of running, lots of music.
But he connects it with happiness. He also explains his position in the family line.
Oh, well, where is he in the line?
He says he's the second oldest. His older sister is 30 years old, which means he has an older sister, and then he has 2 younger siblings below him.
A sibling is the English word for a brother or a sister.
Yes. But I want to ask a deeper question here.
Okay.
Why do these details matter in a self-introduction? If you are at a business networking event, why should a beginner try to explain that they have Sunday dinners or that their house is noisy? Isn't that too personal?
That is a great question. Sometimes beginners think an introduction should just be a dry checklist. Name, age, job, city, check, check, check.
Right.
That checklist is safe, but it is boring. It is forgettable.
When you share a small detail like noisy but happy, you are moving the conversation from a robotic exchange of data to a real human connection.
Exactly. You are showing a piece of your heart. You are showing vulnerability.
Yes. People do not connect with job titles. People connect with humanity.
When you mention your noisy family, the other person might smile and say, I completely understand. I have 3 brothers.
And suddenly you are not 2 strangers talking about English grammar.
No, you are 2 humans bonding over chaotic childhoods. It makes you memorable.
So to our listener, think about your own family. Think
Yeah.
about one small, warm detail you can share. You do not need complex vocabulary.
Not at all.
Just one simple sentence about what your family feels like or what you do together. It will completely change the energy of your introduction.
Absolutely. Okay, we are moving deep now. We have covered the external facts. Our jobs, our hobbies, our families.
These are things outside of our bodies.
Right. Now we are going to look completely inward.
We are going to explore the inner self. We need to answer the question, how do you describe the person living inside your mind?
We are going to talk about personality.
Personality is how you think, how you react to the world, and how you treat other people. To describe our personality in English, we rely on special describing words called adjectives.
Our guide provides a fantastic, essential list of common personality adjectives. These are words every beginner should memorize.
Yes, let us review these key words slowly and explain exactly what they feel like in the real world.
Let us start with the first word. Friendly. Friendly is a bright, sunny word.
A friendly person smiles at strangers. A friendly person says good morning to the bus driver. They make people feel welcome.
The second word is kind. Kind is deeper than friendly. A friendly person might just smile at you, but a kind person will stop and help you.
Right. If you drop your books on the street, a kind person helps you pick them up. They care about your feelings.
The third word is patient. Patient is a superpower.
It really is.
Imagine you are waiting in a long line at the grocery store. The line is not moving. A person who is not patient gets angry and complains.
But a patient person takes a deep breath, stays calm, and waits without anger.
Next, we have creative. Creative is about imagination.
A creative person looks at a blank piece of paper and sees a painting. They look at a problem and find a new, unique way to solve it.
Then we have a very important word, shy. Shy is about energy.
A shy person feels nervous or quiet around new people. At a big party, a shy person might stand in the corner instead of dancing in the middle of the room.
It takes them time to feel comfortable.
The opposite of shy is confident. Confident means you believe in your own power.
Right. A confident person is not afraid to speak out loud. They trust their skills.
Next is funny. Funny is simple. A funny person tells good jokes and makes other people laugh. They bring joy to a room.
And the last word on our list is serious. Serious is the opposite of funny.
A serious person thinks deeply about important things. They focus heavily on their work or their studies. They do not joke around when it is time to work.
So we have friendly, kind, patient, creative, shy, confident, funny, and serious. Let us look at our 2 case studies and see which adjectives they choose for themselves.
Okay, let us start with the American teacher.
When he looks inward, he chooses 4 words. He says he is friendly, patient, calm, and kind.
And the designer agrees with him, adding that he is a very good listener.
If we think about it, these adjectives match his job perfectly.
They do.
If you are teaching a beginner a new language, you cannot be angry or rushed. You have to be patient when they make mistakes. You have to be kind when they are frustrated.
His inner self makes him good at his external job.
Now, what about the Canadian designer? How does she describe her inner self?
She starts by saying she is creative. This aligns with her job designing logos and art.
Right.
But then she shows real honesty. She adds something very vulnerable. She says she is a little bit shy when she meets new people.
I love that she admits this, but she follows it up with a huge revelation. A revelation is a big, surprising truth that changes how you see the world.
Yes.
She reveals that she is getting less shy. She says that the process of learning the English language has actually helped her become more confident.
Let us unpack that because it is profound. She is saying that learning a language is not just about memorizing vocabulary.
Right.
It is a process that actually changes your personality. When you survive the fear of speaking a new language, you realize you are stronger than you thought.
Exactly. When you can walk into a store, speak a language that is not your own, and successfully buy something, you feel powerful.
You build a new, confident identity. But let us look at the specific grammar she used. She did not just say, I am shy. She said, I am a little bit shy.
This brings us to a major grammar tool. It is about how we adjust the strength of these adjectives.
Imagine you have a radio in your car. It has a volume knob. You can turn the music up so it is very loud, or you can turn it down so it is very quiet.
Okay.
English has words that act exactly like a volume knob for your personality adjectives. We call these words modifiers because they modify or change the feeling of the sentence.
Let us learn how to use the volume knob. If I want to turn the volume up and make the adjective stronger, what word do I use?
To turn the volume up to maximum, use the word very, V-E-R-Y, very.
Here.
If you say, I am kind, that is a nice baseline. But if you say, I am very kind, it means your kindness is huge. It is turned all the way up.
I am very patient. I am very creative.
Okay, but what if I want to turn the volume down? What if I want to make the adjective softer?
To make it softer, you use the phrase a little bit. A little bit means a small fraction, not a lot, just a touch.
Our Canadian designer uses this perfectly. If she just said, I am shy, the listener might think she has severe social anxiety and never wants to speak.
Right.
By saying, I am a little bit shy, she turns the volume down. She means, I take a few minutes to warm up, but I am okay.
This phrase, a little bit, is a secret weapon for beginners. It is a magic shield.
I completely agree. Let's talk about why it is a shield.
When you are learning English, you feel immense pressure to be perfect. You feel like you have to be loud and confident immediately.
And that is exhausting.
It is. Using the phrase a little bit relieves that pressure. It takes the heavy weight off your shoulders.
It gives you permission to be human.
Yes, you can walk up to a native speaker and say, hello, my name is Daniel, and I am a little bit shy about my English.
And when you say that, something magical happens. The native speaker's heart melts.
It really does.
They will instantly be kind to you. They will speak slower. They will be patient. It is like a warning label that brings out the best in other people.
It is brilliant advice. Do not hide your fear. Just put the phrase a little bit in front of it, and it becomes a tool for connection.
It is okay to be a little bit shy. It is okay to be a little bit nervous. Just say it and then keep trying.
So, we have explored the inner self. We know how to use modifiers to adjust our volume. Now, a truly great introduction does not just look at who you are today.
No, it does not.
A memorable introduction looks at what makes you unique right now and where you are traveling in the future.
We're moving to a very inspiring part of the conversation. We're going to explore the special factor and future dreams.
The special factor, what makes you special? Everyone on Earth has something unique about them. A hidden talent, a deep belief, or a special trait.
Let us look at our case studies again. What is the Canadian designer's special trait?
Her special trait is her attitude toward knowledge. She says she absolutely loves learning new things.
Learning new things.
It could be anything, a new computer skill for her job, a new language, or a new recipe for Italian pasta. Her philosophy is that learning never stops.
Learning never stops. That is a powerful mindset. When you meet someone and they tell you they love to learn, you immediately know they are curious.
You know they are not stubborn, they are open to the world. Now, what about the American teacher? What is his special trait?
His special trait is a very quiet superpower. He says he's a very good listener. People feel comfortable talking to him, and he has a strict rule he never interrupts.
To interrupt means to start speaking while the other person is still trying to finish their sentence.
Right. It is very common, but is very rude. He lets people finish their thoughts completely before he speaks.
Being a true listener is a rare gift. It is vital for a good life. Vital means absolutely necessary.
And the guide points to something fascinating. Listening is also vital for learning a language faster.
Let us talk about that. Why does listening make you learn faster?
Because language is a system of patterns. If you are always trying to talk, you are only using the patterns you already know. But if you close your mouth and truly listen to native speakers, you hear new patterns. You hear how they connect the article and to a vowel.
Right.
You hear the rhythm of the two roads of hobbies. The better you listen, the faster your brain absorbs the music of the language.
That makes perfect sense. So those are their special treats today. But what about tomorrow? What are their goals for the future? A goal is a target. It is a dream you want to achieve.
Let us start with the designer's goals. She has two big targets. Her first goal is a career dream. She wants to start her own design business one day. She wants to be her own boss.
That is a big, exciting dream. And she has a second goal for the near future, for next year. She wants to improve her Spanish.
The guide notes a very impressive fact here. She already speaks English and French fluently. Fluently means she speaks them smoothly without stopping to translate in her head.
Wow.
Now she is adding Spanish. That makes 3 languages.
3 languages. That is incredible. And she explains why she wants to do this. She says that languages connect people. She wants to connect with more of the world.
Now, let us look at the teacher's goals. What is his dream for the future?
His goal is to write a book. He wants to write a guide about teaching English.
Oh, that sounds awful.
But it is not going to be a boring grammar textbook. He says the book will focus on simple methods to learn fast and, most importantly, enjoy the process. He wants to remove the stress from learning.
Enjoying the process is exactly what we are trying to do here in this deep dive. Now, in this section of our guide, there's a very profound quote from the teacher.
Profound means deep, wise, and heavy with truth. What is the quote?
He says, language is a bridge between people and cultures.
Language is a bridge between people and cultures. I want to spend a moment here. I want our listeners to really visualize this metaphor.
Yes, let us picture it.
Imagine a wide, fast river. On one side of the river is you, with your culture, your history, your food, and your thoughts.
Okay.
On the other side of the river is someone else, from a completely different country.
Without a bridge, you can only stand on the dirt and wave at each other across the water. You are isolated. The water between you is silence and misunderstanding.
Exactly. Language is the bridge you build over that water. Every new vocabulary word you learn is a piece of wood.
Yes.
Every grammar rule is a nail holding the wood together. When the bridge is finished, you can walk across the river. You can meet that person. You can share your life with them.
It connects human beings. That is why learning English is so powerful. English is currently the longest bridge in the world. It connects almost every country.
And having big dreams like writing a book, starting a business, or speaking 3 languages, these dreams provide the motivation to keep building the bridge.
Motivation is the fire in your stomach.
Mm.
It is the energy that makes you open your textbook when you're tired after work.
The guide says that motivation is the absolute key to success. Without a dream, when the grammar gets difficult, you will drop your hammer and stop building the bridge.
But if you have a dream, you will keep going.
So we must keep going. We have gathered all the pieces of our armor now. We have the warm start. We have the core 4 facts.
We have our jobs and the article bridge.
We have our hobbies and the 2 roads.
We have our family stories.
We have our personality volume knobs.
And we have our special traits and future dreams.
We have all the pieces of the puzzle scattered on the table. Now we must build the final structure.
We are moving to the master strategy and the 8-sentence template. This is the practical finish line of our journey.
The master strategy is about how you study. It is about your mindset. Mindset is the attitude your brain has toward learning.
The guide shares a core philosophy for English learners. The philosophy is, small steps lead to big progress.
Small steps lead to big progress. This is the cure for beginner burnout. Burnout is when you study so hard that your brain crashes and you quit.
Yes. Many adult beginners think, I am far behind. I must study English for 3 hours every single night.
And what happens? They do it for 3 days, then they get exhausted, they feel frustrated, and they stop studying for a whole month.
That is a terrible strategy. The guide suggests something much more sustainable. 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes. That is less time than it takes to drink a cup of coffee. 15 focused minutes every single day is infinitely better than 3 hours once a month.
A tiny step every day builds a very long road.
But what exactly should you be doing in those 15 minutes? The guide has a strict physical requirement. Physical means it involves your body, not just your mind.
Right.
The rule is you must speak out loud.
Speak out loud. This is non-negotiable. You cannot just read English books silently with your eyes.
You cannot just listen to our voices on this audio track while you wash the dishes. You have to open your mouth, push air from your lungs, and make the sounds in the room.
The guide says, your mouth and your brain need to practice together.
Your mouth and your brain need to practice together. I love using the analogy of a piano player to explain this.
Oh, a piano analogy is great.
Imagine a person who wants to learn the piano. They buy a book of sheet music. They sit in a chair and stare at the paper for hours. Their brain learns exactly what every black and white dot means. They have perfect mental knowledge.
But they never touch the actual piano keys.
Exactly. Then, one day, they sit down at a real piano to play a concert. What happens? Their fingers freeze, their hands are clumsy, they hit all the wrong notes.
Why? Because knowing the theory in your brain is not the same as muscle memory.
That is a perfect analogy. Your mouth, your tongue, and your lips are physical muscles. They are your instrument.
Right.
Those muscles have spent your whole life making the shapes of your native language. They do not know how to make English shapes yet. You have to train the muscles by speaking out loud.
And when you finally start playing your instrument out loud, something inevitable will happen. You will hit the wrong key.
You will crash on the 2 roads. You will forget the capital I. You will make mistakes.
Which brings us to the final piece of the mindset. How do we react to mistakes? In school, we are taught that mistakes are bad. We get a red X on our paper and we feel ashamed.
We have to delete that shame. The guide is very clear. Mistakes are the actual process of learning.
A mistake is not a failure. It is data. It is information.
Yes.
If you make a mistake, it means you were brave enough to play the piano. It means you are trying.
Every mistake teaches you where the boundary is. The only true failure is closing your mouth and giving up. Keep making mistakes. Keep speaking loudly in your kitchen. Never give up.
So, to help you start speaking loudly right now, we are going to give you the ultimate tool. We are going to slowly walk you through the final 8-sentence template. This is your personal checklist.
If you are at home, grab a pen and paper. If you are driving, just repeat these sentences after me out loud. You can use this exact 8-step pattern to introduce yourself perfectly, confidently every single time.
Here's the blueprint. Sentence number 1, the foundation of your identity. My name is blank. You put your own name in the blank space.
For example, my name is David.
Sentence number 2, your age. I am blank years old. Remember the shapeshifter verb to be. I am.
I'm 30 years old.
Sentence number 3, your origin. I'm from blank. Put your home country or city here. I am from Brazil. I am from Japan.
Sentence number 4, your current location. I live in blank. I live in London. I live in Tokyo. That completes the core 4.
Now we move to your professional self. Sentence number 5. I am a blank. This is your job. And remember the magic article.
The little jacket for the noun.
Or the bridge for your breath. You must use a or an. I am a student. I am an engineer.
Next is your free time. Sentence number 6. In my free time, I like to blank. Put your base verb hobby here.
Remember road A? In my free time, I like to run. Or remember road B? In my free time, I like running. Just don't crash the car.
Now we look inward to your personality. Sentence number 7, I am a blank person. Put your personality adjective here. I am a patient person.
Or you can use your volume knobs to adjust the strength. I'm a very friendly person.
4.
Using the magic shield, I am a little bit shy.
And finally, sentence number 8, the future. My goal is to blank. What is your dream? My goal is to travel the world. My goal is to speak English fluently.
Let us review that entire 8-sentence list one more time, straight through, so you can hear the rhythm of a perfect introduction.
Okay. Number 1, my name is.
Number 2, I am years old.
Number 3, I am from.
Number 4, I live in.
Number 5, I am a.
Number 6, in my free time, I like to.
Number 7, I'm a person.
Number 8, my goal is to.
That is the complete 8-sentence template. It is a masterpiece of communication.
It really is.
If you use these 8 sentences, you will sound natural, polite, and deeply interesting. You will share hard facts, you will share inner feelings, and you will share your future dreams. It is the perfect recipe.
We've covered so much ground today. We have looked deeply into the mechanics, the psychology, and the culture of introducing yourself.
But as we said with the piano analogy, mental knowledge is only powerful when you physically use it.
So we have a call to action for you. A call to action means we are challenging you to do something physical right now to prove you are learning.
Yes. It is your turn to play the instrument. We want you to use the template from this deep dive immediately.
Look below this video or audio player. Find the comments section.
I want you to type your own self-introduction right there in the comments. You do not have to write all 8 sentences if you feel overwhelmed.
Just try to write at least 3 sentences about yourself.
Yes. Take a small step today. Give us your name, where you're from, and one of your hobbies. Let us see you stand tall and use the capital I.
Let us see you drive safely on the I like to road. We read the comments, and we want to see your progress.
The comment section is a safe space to practice. We celebrate mistakes here because mistakes mean you are trying. And while you are down there in the comments, please remember to click the like button on this deep dive and subscribe to our channel.
We create new English learning content every single week for beginners just like you.
Subscribing ensures you never miss a lesson. It helps us build a bigger community, which means we can build a bigger bridge for more people around the world.
Before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought.
A provocative thought is an idea that makes your brain work a little bit harder. It is something for you to think about today while you take a walk, or wash the dishes, or practice your 8-sentence template out loud.
I love leaving our listeners with something deep to chew on. What is the final thought?
When you sit down and learn to introduce yourself in English, you are doing something that is almost magical. You are not just taking an English dictionary and translating your old self into a new language.
You are not just taking Spanish words or Arabic words and swapping them for English words.
Right. It feels like translation, though. Why is it deeper than that? What is really happening inside the mind?
What is really happening is that you are actually building a new, slightly braver, more confident version of yourself.
When you physically stand tall with that capital I, when you navigate the grammar to say, I am a creative person, when you share your future dreams out loud in a language that is not your own, well, you are creating a new identity.
You are creating an English-speaking version of you.
Exactly. A new English-speaking you. And here's the secret. This new identity gets stronger and braver and louder every single time you speak out loud.
When you master those 5 scary words, tell me about yourself, you realize you have the power to define who you are anywhere in the world.
You are not just learning a language. You are growing as a human being.
That is a truly beautiful and inspiring thought. The language shapes who you become. Every time you open your mouth and practice, you are adding bricks to that new, confident identity.
So to our listener, embrace that new identity. Practice your introduction in the bathroom mirror. Practice it with your pets. Practice it with your friends.
Write in the comments below.
Keep taking those small 15-minute steps because small steps lead to big life-changing progress. Keep building your bridge, keep learning, and keep smiling. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We will see you next time.